Iain from RTO here. Welcome to a new album review. Well, it's been out a little while, but then again I've disappeared, haven't I? So I just got a little playing catch up. Okay, today's new album is Deep Purple's Turn Into Crime, released on the 26th of November. It's their 22nd studio album, and it's composed of entirely covers. It was a suggestion by their producer Bob Ezrin. I suppose because of COVID and that sounded a good idea at the time, but you know me and cover albums. So of course Deep Purple are Iain Gillan, Steve Morse, Roger Glover, Ian Pace and Don Airey. They've had help this time as well from Bob Ezrin. Leo Green came and did some tenor sax and horns arrangements. Matt Holland played on the trumpet. Taylor did some backing vocals along with Marsha B. Morrison. Gina Forsyth played the fiddle, and Bruce Derage Pont played the squeeze box. Okay, what I will say about this covers album, there's some songs on here that obviously mean a lot to the band, because there are tracks on here that not everyone's covered, and that's what I do like about it. They're a little bit different. Okay, so the first track on here is the is 7 and 7 Is by Love, of course. This is a really good version of this song. I like the song, I've always liked this song, and they really do a decent job of this. Iain Gillan's voice, yeah, it's waning a little bit, but again, you know, he's knocking on now, bless him, and I've got no problem with that. I just love the idea that these guys still go out there and play music. It's not a bad version of the song at all. Second track on the album is called Rockin' Pneumonia and the Boogie Woogie Flu. It's by came out originally by Huey Piano Smith. It's okay, but I'm not a great lover of brass and trumpets on a Deep Purple album. Doesn't sound right. Doesn't matter if it's a cover or not. I'm sure they could have done this without the brass, but there you go. It's not particularly a favourite of mine from this album. Third track, my favourite cover on this is Fleetwood Max, Oh Well. They do a great version of this. Great guitar work from Steve Morse. Iain Gillan puts a fine performance in on this one. Absolutely brilliant version. The video to this, as you see in the playlist, is pretty cool as well. Enjoy that one a lot. I've been playing this a lot while I've been packing and unpacking, so I've had a real good listen to this. So it's a pretty good version of that. Okay, the fourth track on this album is called Jenny Take a Ride, which is by Mitch Ryder and the Detroit Wheels. That's not a bad version. Some nice riffs here from Steve Morse. Not too bad at all. Really good song. The next track, Watching the River Flow, from Bob Dylan, of course. Again, it's not a bad version. We've said this before, haven't we? People that have covered Bob Dylan songs probably do a better version than Bob Dylan. Again, this is one of them. I do like this track. It's a good track anyway. Really good. Then we get Let the Good Times Roll, the Louis Jordan and the Symphony 5. Don't like this at all. I'm sorry. I prefer the original version of this, and it just doesn't sound right. So we'll move on. Next track is Dixie Chicken from Little Feat. Some great drumming from Ian Pace on this. Still proves he can be the man. Not a bad version of this. Next track, Shape of Things, the Yardbirds number. Oh, it's okay, but the best cover version I've got of this is by Gary Moore. It's pleasant enough. Okay, next track, The Battle of New Orleans. Originally recorded by Jimmy Riffwood, but made more famous by Lonnie Donegan. I preferred Lonnie Donegan's version, to be honest. This isn't a bad version. It's a bit better than Jimmy Driftwood's version, but it's not a spot on Lonnie Donegan's. The next track is Lucifer, Bob Seger's System. Really good version of this. Really good guitar work from Steve Morse on this. Terrific song. It's a good song anyway, but they do a very, very good version of that. Then we get White Room, of course, from Cream. It's not a bad version. I love the track anyway, so I've got quite a few versions of this, and I do like it. And the last track is a bit of a medley. They've called it Caught in the Act, but it's Going Down from Don Nicks, Green Onions and Booker T and the MGs, Dazed and Confused, obviously written by Jake Holmes but made very famous by Led Zeppelin. Then Gimme Some Lovin' from Spencer Davis. It's a nice little medley of songs. It's all the instrumental bits, so this is an instrumental. It's really, really good. You know, there's nothing wrong with it. I've got no problem with it. The playing on it, it seems like they've been having a lot of fun on the whole album. Okay, this is a covers album, of course. I've just said, I think, you know, this was just to tide them over during lockdown, which wouldn't be surprised we go into another one. But you can sense the fun that they're having. It's really beautifully produced. The playing on it is great. Can't deny that. But I think, like other people that have reviewed this album, much prefer to hear some new Deep Purple material. But this is what they put out, and it is a good cover album. It's one of the better ones. I like that it's got some different tracks on it, but there are some on here that I don't particularly like. Will this be an album that I'll play a lot? Probably not. But I'll put a few of the tracks on it. I mean, Oh Well I Love, I think that's really good. Lucifer's a really good version, and White Room. But on the whole, where would it sit with the other albums? Probably somewhere near the bottom. We've already ranked Deep Purple, so I think this would probably come somewhere near the bottom. But taking it as a singular album, what we're doing today, for the content and the playing, it's top notch. You can't deny that. They are still a great band, and for that reason I'll give it an RTO ranking of 7 out of 10. Okay, well, for a short week, of course, one day of shows, but next week is Christmas week. As I said in the live stream last night, I've still got lots to do, but as it's Christmas week, I'm going to do a few little shows. So starting on Monday, we have got the album ranking of The Move, plus a few little extras. with The Move, which is part 2 of the Jeff Lynne story. And I'm going to do a little special as well on a special retro ranking. I know it's Monday, but it's Christmas. So we're going to, because of the sad death of Mike Nesmith. Talking of Mike Nesmith, last night on Prime, I watched I think Daydream Believer, and it's the story of the Monkees. I'll talk about it on Monday, but it was thoroughly enjoyed. I mean, okay, there's a lot of license there, but really good. So that's all for Monday. Got some really good shows next week, which I'll tell you day by day. I think I've put up, if you've watched this on Facebook and from Twitter and all them other places we're on, I'll put up the schedule. If you want to, if you watch it on YouTube, the schedule is in last night's live stream in the description. Have a good weekend. I'll be unpacking more boxes, getting some blinds up to tomorrow as well. It's all go here. So have a great weekend, and I'll see you all Monday.